evening. The Dixon part of the life that we're going to celebrate tonight began in 1993 when the hospital was working to recruit additional primary care physicians for our service area. Late that summer, we ran across Rifaqat MD, who had a year earlier completed his residency as training in internal medicine at Cook County Hospital, and afterwards spent a year refining his skills in their ambulatory care center at that facility. After at least a couple of visits to Dixon, Riff, as he would become to be known, Halima and Akil, and eventually Azam and Hiba became part of our lives here in Dixon, Illinois. On behalf of the Dixon Kahn family, the extended Kahn family, and KSP Hospital, I welcome you here tonight to collectively celebrate the 19 years that Dr. Kahn spent with us. This evening, you will hear from several individuals from different aspects of his life. You'll hear about a respected physician, a proud father, and a man with deep and diverse interests. Unfortunately, the celebration of Dr. Kahn's life is happening sooner than any of us would have liked. And so to help gain perspective on the sudden and premature loss of Dr. Kahn, we've asked our hospital chaplain, Reverend Dr. Vincent Marandino, to share a few thoughts with us.
Good evening. Tonight we're here to do a couple of things. One of the things that we're going to be doing that's very important is to celebrate the life of Dr. Kahn. Many of you have stories, and if each of you would come up and share your stories, we'd be here for probably 24 hours in a row. So we'll have to condense some of the stories into what we have. But he was a man that lived among us and that touched our hearts in a very special way. So we're here to honor him, to celebrate his life, but we're also here to get in touch with our own grief. Whenever someone that we care about and love is no longer with us, it causes our heart to ache, it causes our life to be filled with grief. Sometimes we can be angry, and I see this a lot with people who have just lost someone they love. They're upset, and they'll say things like, well, why didn't a bad person get taken, instead of my dad? Why didn't the person who was a bad father get taken instead of my dad? It all still seems like an awful dream. And I heard that a lot from people, and I think I felt that way myself. I think I'm going to wake up one day and he's going to be here. I'll just be asleep, and I'll wake up, and actually I'll be in Dr. Kahn's waiting room, waiting for Billy to come tell me to come see him, and I just fell asleep. It was all a dream. And we tend to hope for that, and that's something that we feel as we're grieving. We start to wish that we could be like that we could wake up and there he is. But we realize that that's not going to happen. That doesn't mean that we'll ever forget Dr. Kahn. We'll always have wonderful memories of him. And that's one of the gifts that we are left is our memories. Whenever you're feeling like you miss him, think about something that he said to you or something that you did for him. To his children, I want them to know that their father was a man of greatness. As you heal, as you grieve, and you'll always grieve the rest of your life for him, but as you grieve and as you heal, remember that there'll always be a piece of him inside of you, a piece of that greatness that he had that will always be with you throughout your whole life. Our feelings are very important. And to grieve is part of the process. Many of you are here because you felt you needed to be here. There was a compulsion to be here, to just in a way say goodbye, in a way be in touch with what your feelings are like. But I want to share with you just a real quick story that I heard a patient tell me that doctors are not supposed to die before patients. And I know a lot of people say, well, the kids are not supposed to die before parents. And this person was adamant, and I thought, you're right. That doesn't make sense. And as we start to unfurl all those things in our life that don't make sense about the death, we tend to sit back and go, wow, this really did happen. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and we'll never be able to make total sense out of it. And yet, as we live one day after another, we must always ask ourselves, what would Dr. Kahn want us to do? If he was here tonight, he could talk to you, what would he say for you to do? He would say to keep on living. keep on enjoying life, keep on doing the things that made you the best co-workers, the best patients, the best family members you could be. As we start to let that soak in, it helps our grieving process. Tonight we're going to be seeing Dr. Khan through different people's eyes, but we also will see him in a sense through your eyes as well as you enjoy this program.
Thank you, Reverend Marandino. Pranjal Agrawal was a professional partner of Dr. Khan's for the past several years and saw firsthand Dr. Khan's passion for medicine and for his patients. So we've asked Dr. Agrawal to share a little insight with us about his experience in working with Dr. Khan.
Good evening, everyone. Amongst here, all of us, I'm probably one of the few people who knew him for the shortest time. I moved into this area about 5 years ago, and over the last 5 years, we had grown quite close. As someone said before, that if we started naming every memory of him, we would sit here for 24 hours, and I'd probably sit here for even more than that. It's still so hard to believe that he's no more with us. It almost feels like a nightmare. He has been one of the most accomplished colleagues I've worked with so far. One of the best physicians a patient could wish for. He loved his patients, and where any other physician would go an extra mile, he would go a few for them. When I moved into town, he was quite instrumental in guiding me and helping me set up my practice. He was amongst one of the first few who welcomed my wife when she moved to Dixon. And he always encouraged me to take time off, to be with my wife, to be with my family, to go places with his words and by covering for me whenever I wanted to be out. We had so many fun times together. I still remember the numerous lectures we attended. And he would always give the speaker a tough time. Unless the speaker knew in and out what they were talking about, he would make them sweat like anything. And of course, we all knew no one could ever prove Dr. Khan wrong. If he was in the audience right now, he would be analyzing and questioning every comment of mine right now. Beyond medicine, over the last 5 years, I've seen him being passionate about many hobbies. We used to tease him almost once a month that he needs to stop buying things from those late night infomercials. He had become an expert at cooking. He learned Thai cooking by practicing at the local Thai restaurant, and many a time cooked for us. At least a couple of times a month I would receive a phone call from him around 6 or 7 p.m. Hey Pranjal, have you guys eaten food? Why don't you come over? I'm cooking something. Or, I have leftovers and I have to leave for Chicago tomorrow. And every time I reached there, he would put me to clean the cilantro. We tried going a little late to escape from this duty, but no, he would still catch me. And many people here could attest to that. He would cook sometimes spicy and tell everyone it's not spicy. And if people could not eat the same, he would call them, "You're chicken." Many times I've seen people escaping from his parties to McDonald's to get food. Come back. All of us would still go over there for his company and having a gala time. That boat of his, he loved that boat. When he first got it, he was excited like a kid to show it off. I think, I know it by heart now that it had a better pickup than a Porsche. And he made sure everyone experienced that pickup on the boat, whether they liked it or not. It was always fun with him to get out on the river. He loved to travel, he loved the cruises over the last few years, and loved meeting people. He loved to find bargains, and I remember recently we had a raffle where a few physicians won iPads, and he tried to bargain them into those iPads, getting them for half the price. He loved exercising, keeping himself healthy. He loved his family and boasted many a times about them. I can go on and on about him, but at the end, he has left us a big void in our lives. I can't even imagine how deep this void would be in the coming weeks. It still feels like a nightmare. As much as we try, I know it would be impossible to fill this void. And it is on to us now to fill it as he would have wanted it, whether it comes to patient care, practice management, or our personal lives, our relations or our health, and make him proud. At the end, he has taught us that life is too short and we need to make every moment count. Thanks.